Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests.
And do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Thought we could kick it off with some listener letters that I've been nesting away for funsies. You down?
Sure.
All right, so this one's for the both of us. Somebody that didn't leave a name asked, what is the most daring thing the two of you have tried that you will never, ever do again? So I'm going to call him Daredevil. I got mine already. Like, I thought about this when I pulled it.
Mine's not really exciting, though. Like, I have one life to live, and I'm not out here risking it for adrenaline rushes and all of that stuff. I don't know. The most daring thing that I did to date was maybe two things. One, recently, I took my kids to this amphibian reptile type of petting zoo thing where you could actually like hold the reptiles and stuff like that.
This is when they were younger?
No, this was
you said recently.
Like a couple months ago.
Sorry, maybe edible hit. Go ahead.
Something like that. Although I'm not scared of them like I am spiders, I literally have arachnophobia real bad. It don't matter how big or small it is. Like if I see a spider, I'm gonna cry, panic, all of that. I'm not very fond of them. Like I'm not gonna make it my business to like go rush and like fuck with one.
Right.
I did hold a couple of snakes.
Oh no.
My kids talked me into it, and I just felt like, if they could do it, why can't I do it?
Wow.
And I didn't.
Never me for no kind of reptiles. First off, I grew up in West Virginia, so like they had snakes and stuff up there, and anytime that I saw one over in the clearing, I would stay out of the grass, all that shit. I'm not touching it. I'm not going over there because y'all crazy. Them snakes are crazy. And then when they told me about racer snakes, so in my childlike mind, when I was told about racer snakes, it was like, no, they're fast. They can outrun you. I'm thinking of my little ass running 1 foot in front of the other as this flash-like speed snake is racing at me to bite. So yeah, trauma. Don't want it. No, but
a different perspective. Like, I guess sometimes we let our fear get the best of us instead of like trying certain things, and that was one of the things that I said that I wanted to do. I wanted to face a fear. I'm not going to be able to face all of them because I wouldn't hold it on motherfucking tarantula for nobody. Like, I got to draw the line somewhere. And they said that they were going to like actually get some of those like in the coming weeks for people to hold. I can't do it.
I won't be there.
Can't do it. No. No. But I was able to do that. And then maybe another thing, I don't like heights that much.
Okay.
I could do like elevators and stuff like that. If it's like something short, I don't do roller coasters like I used to anymore. But I did a zip line,
Okay.
and I will never do it again. But that's just one thing I could say. I did.
For me, it was the skydiving on my 30th birthday.
Yeah.
I'm never doing that nigga shit again. Never.
I'll never do it once. So kudos to you and my sister for doing that, because y'all brave. Me?
Well, no, that was a lot of liquor. I was 30. What? What do you mean? What? And get this. So Ticketman was there for my birthday. Ticketman was like, I think we told this story on the podcast one time. But yeah, shit, we had to have. It's been 14 years. Anyway. All right, next one. Marcus, we all know you like bacon, but my question is for the Lyric. What is your favorite meal? What is the best thing you can cook? What about you, Marcus? This one, I don't remember what the name was on there before I pulled it.
I don't think I have a favorite meal, because I go through phases where I crave certain things at a certain time.
This one's from Pam. It was Pam. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, Pam. Well, Pam, I like different foods. I'm very much an adventurous eater. Not that adventurous, because y'all will take it and run with it. But I've had elk before. I've had shark before.
What? Elk?
Before. Yes.
What the hell does that taste like?
I've had emu before.
Elk. God damn.
I've had alligator.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
what the hell does elk taste like?
It's very gamey. It's very gamey. It tastes kind of like lamb, but it's different.
Okay.
It's different. Yeah, so I don't really have a particular. If I had a choice between what I could live with eating every day for the rest of my life, if I absolutely had to, it would have to be genre wise soul food, because there's so many different selections of things that I can make within that genre. So I guess I'll say that.
Okay. I don't cook, and so no. Lyric. I have streamed your album and saw some of your online videos with you and your band. Of the two, which one do you prefer over the other? And if neither, what are the benefits of both? Asking from me because I'm currently at a crossroads. Signed, Black Opal.
As far as what do I prefer, live versus studio?
She just said band over solo, I guess. What is this? Which one do you prefer over the other?
I really don't prefer either over the other. I just love music. As far as solo, I do have the space to be as creative as I want to be and not have to like ask anybody's opinion about anything. So I do like the freedom of that, but I also like the unity of being able to bond with people and share a stage with other people, and entertain the masses. Both of them are equally as fun to me. I feel as though like when I am by myself, I can be a little bit more open though. Because I can do what I want to do. I run the stage, and whatever I'm feeling at the time, I can say whatever, I can do whatever, and it's just a different sense of freedom. So I like both.
Work. Pick one more. This one I read in my head in a Gen Z voice.
Oh my God.
Hope you all are doing well. This question is from Des. Marcus, I hear you talk about inclusivity a lot. That being said, I just recently came out to my friends. I'm 28 / masculine man from small city in flyover state. I recently attended a Pride event for the first time and saw so many different personalities and types of people. It was fucking with my anxiety to be in a spot with so many large personalities and so much going on. It was kind of a culture shock for me because I came from such a small area where I literally knew maybe 4 of the gay people in town. My friend pointed out to me that I was quiet and seemed like I wasn't enjoying myself. I did, but it was a lot. What have been your experiences? Do you have any tips on how to become more comfortable with the environment? Are there things about gay dudes that make you uncomfortable? Any tips on things as I try to get out there more? Thanks for reading, Des. That was a lot. So first off, congratulations, or I don't even know if that's appropriate, but congrats to you on, well, I mean, it's a thing of where you become comfortable with yourself after a certain point.
I would say congratulations.
Yeah, I guess that is.
Yeah.
But that is a huge feat. And to come from a small area, as did I, didn't know any gay people in West Virginia. And growing up, I wasn't around them a lot. So what worked for me was picking my niche. Like, I wouldn't do things that, like, I'm not going to be for me, for example, I would always, like, Lyric, you can speak to this, we would always go to like dive bars and restaurants and shit like that. Like, that was our thing. It's unhealthy as fuck, but that was kind of our thing.
We made our own.
We did. But then pivoting over into, getting more into the gay lifestyle, I didn't pick then, drag shows and stuff. I mean, I did them, but, or not participated, but I mean, I did them, and, they were fun. Right. So find what you like. Go out there, experience different stuff. Don't be afraid to experience them. And as far as when it comes to the personalities, you'll learn that in those environments, this is why I kind of prefer gay environments over straights, because for my experience, and this ain't an attack for, on straights yet. I'm getting there later. But what's been my experience is just like seeing those kinds of people, opening up, seeing how other people interact, what other people believe. You'll never get anywhere along your own journey if you don't cross paths with a couple of others. So I would say, be out, don't be afraid to experience shit. What was your other question? Do you have any tips on?
I would also add on to that though, but beware too, because sometimes there could be some shady groups too.
Yes.
So be mindful of the people that you choose to hang around. So,
and don't go out there green. For me, I'm a loner by nature, but I don't typically go out like to places unless I'm at least with somebody, because you're out there, you're being social. Yeah, the point is to meet others, but you want to have somebody watching your back. Did you have a few too many? Y'all kind of want to look out for one another. So have you somebody to go out with, get a trusted friend, get a homegirl. That's why a lot of us gay men hang out with women, because if we don't have other gay men to hang out with, women be like, typically. Now, it's a few of y'all out there that's very far gone. Very far gone. But for those of y'all that get it together, you make excellent, that bond is like essential. And it helps to find someone that's not going to sit there and yuck everybody else's yum, that's not going to, judge you, even though y'all hoes do and think we don't know. But what else? Things about gay dudes that make you uncomfortable? No, not really. Well, it was, it's a long time getting there. It's a slippery slope, and go with that where you will. But it's a lot. And again, like she said, just be comfortable with what is comfortable with you. You can't force it all down your throat. And I'm loving all these innuendos.
Oh my God.
But I'm saying you can't do it all at once. You kind of just have to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You don't have to experience everything at Pride at once. That's unrealistic anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Relax. Enjoy yourself. Be
your
safe.
life.
There you go. That was fun, y'all. So I guess we've already welcomed y'all to a new week here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. I'm sure in your podcasts, on like that playlist of podcasts that last, like that's us.
Yep.
I am Marcus Smoot, fresh out the coffee shop.
Oh, hey, and I'm Mr. Bravado. What's going on, y'all?
Where you fresh out of?
Fresh out of a funeral home.
Oh yeah. That is not fresh. Things that wow.
Hey, I'm still amongst the living, and it's a blessing.
Hey, I'm happy for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good this week.
Do anything different?
Not really. I got a break from some music stuff. A lot of things got canceled, so I'm actually happy about it because I got to like chill for a little bit and focus on different things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been cool. It's been cool. I've been chilling,
Nice.
And
I went to a. Go ahead.
And this is the last week for my 2 courses, and I'm done with that. And then I get like a tiny little short break, and then I start for August. And so 2 more months, I'm done. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it.
You did that shit. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Man, when I tell you I'm going to be bawling, because I'm actually going to go down to Florida so I can walk across the stage.
Florida. Zoom me, girl. I was going to go if it was here. Love it, but Florida.
Yeah, I've researched it. Winter Park, Florida is not that bad. I'm going straight there and coming straight the fuck back home. Maybe because I might want to go to Universal or something like that. Do something fun, but yeah,
you deserve it. Definitely treat yourself and embrace that shit because you did that. Wow.
So
I went to a coffee shop this morning.
Oh, for real?
Which did. I didn't go to no supremacist led joints. I didn't go to no Starbucks. No, okay. I purposefully looked up this place on shit up here on Bel Air Road in Baltimore.
Okay,
nice little coffee shop. Still a whole bunch of white people, but I mean it's a coffee shop. So
yeah.
I started remembering why, because I've only been to a coffee shop like that in passing to like grab some Starbucks or go, I've never actually just sat there.
Yeah.
I did on a date once, but I haven't been back. Date wasn't bad. It was just, I remember why I don't go. White people and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, the dog be right there at the table.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I guess it's, I don't know. Maybe that's one of them black things, but I just no. Why
I don't believe no animal should be at the table while somebody's eating. Like that's no.
Well, okay, so if we're doing sidewalk sitting, fine. By all means, you out there with flies and bugs and birds anywhere.
Inside
is where I'd be like, does it really need to be here?
Oh, I done seen a whole bunch of nasty shit. I done been in ice cream shops where people are sharing their ice cream cones with their fucking dogs. I'm talking about I lick it, you lick it. I lick it, you lick it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
I blame TV. Because that's straight off of a sitcom. Or like one of them old down south joints. Ugh.
It's so gross. It's so gross. Really.
It's gross. All righty. Who you want to be like when you grow up?
All right. Let's get into something that's not gross.
Okay.
All right. I want to be like young black Stephen Thomas who is a 17-year-old from Chicago. He's been accepted to 30 colleges.
30.
Wow. With more than 1 million in scholarship offers. Raised by a single mom, he was able to maintain a 4.47 GPA while joining clubs and proving that young Black men can defy negative stereotypes. Yep. He hopes his journey inspires others to believe in their potential and to keep pushing forward.
Right. That's excellent. 30.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get back into... See, since I stopped my Instagram and Facebook feeds, I don't see as... Because I followed a lot of creators there that did more kind of like Black excellence stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't really see that anymore on my timeline with TikTok.
Yeah.
You don't see shit over on Blue Sky, but people complaining about Trump, so... I'll tell you. All right, so when I grow up, I want to be like Ingenue Ellis Taylor. And if you're not familiar, why? Like, she's known for so much shit. She's the American actress, Black, known for her roles in films like Ray, The Help, King Richard, and Origin. So she's like an acclaimed Oscar-nominated actress. So you should probably know. But either way, she has teamed up with none other than rock legend Mick Jagger to bring the story of Sister Rosetta Tharpe to the silver screen. Now, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, often hailed as godmother of rock and roll, was a trailblazing artist whose music transcended genres, blending gospel with rock and roll long before it became mainstream. So the film, which is currently in development under the banner of Live Nation Productions, aims to celebrate her remarkable life and contributions to music. Okay. Okay, so she's not just writing. Ingenue is not just writing the screenplay. She's like passionately crafting a narrative that will showcase like how Tharpe's influence helped everybody. And I think that's important, especially now that we see like the just blatant erasure or, attempted erasure of who we are as a people. So stories like this that make it mainstream, that, top the charts, like Sinners.
Yeah.
All that representation, we need that shit. We do. So that we become more so that things that are really happening become more normalized. And then this narrative of misinformation and disinformation gets pushed to the side where it needs to be. Do you know they're trying to rewrite how AI works? Yeah, like to where
everything.
They're trying to make it. Well, he signed an executive order this morning, apparently. And I'm paraphrasing this, so I don't have it in front of me. But the executive order would make it to where AI would be like, okay, well, anything that mentions like diversity, equity, inclusion, that shit goes away. Anything that mentions gender identity or sexuality, that shit goes away. It's illegal. And they're just trying to push this narrative that those people or anybody that identifies or is otherwise in these experiences are somehow mentally ill. So, yeah, have that to look forward to. Shout outs also, because I want to be like Rep Lee. Congresswoman Summer Lee.
Yeah.
Her... You sent me that article. You texted me.
Yep. Had to.
Her and that list marched right up in there, and she threw her subpoena on the table, unzipped her pants, threw that subpoena right there. Like, give me them Epstein files. So, yeah, sis.
Not now, but right now.
We're gonna get into the Epstein files when we troll. But till then, I guess we answered y'all's questions about us. Now we'll answer y'all's questions about y'all. Up next on If It Were Lyric.
Well, here we go again, y'all. Don't Be Pants just signed 3 executive orders on artificial intelligence. And while he's out here talking tech, what he's really doing is using AI as a weapon in his little culture war. Let me break it down real simple. One of the executive orders, he wants to fast track data centers. Sounds really good on the surface, right? But don't let the buzzwords fool you. These new orders strip away environmental reviews so that big tech can bulldoze through communities a lot faster than you can say climate crisis. So if your neighborhood ends up with a giant energy sucking data center next to your kid's school, just know that the paperwork was skipped on purpose. Another executive order targets AI exports. Trump's calling it the American AI Exports Program, but it's really about corporate control on steroids. He wants to flood the world with US branded AI built by billionaires. No ethics boards, no regulations, and no accountability. Just profit pipelines for Silicon Valley. Oh yeah, and of course you can't have AI with one of Trump's executive orders targeting woke. Yes, you heard me right. The woke ban. You can pause the video right here and can you comment below exactly what that is? So basically, Trump is trying to outlaw any AI model that supports diversity, equity, or inclusion. Yes, this ban literally wrote in his federal policy that DEI is a dogma. Let that sink in. So if an AI model dares to mention that racism exists, gender identity is real, or the founding fathers owned slaves, that's banned under his executive order. This ain't about neutrality. This is about state-sponsored gaslighting. Trump is building an AI future where truth gets called bias, and bias gets called patriotism. He wants robots that lie for government, period. And don't get it twisted. This is dangerous. AI runs everything now. Policing, housing, hiring, even healthcare. If you rig the data to erase race, ignore injustice, and promote whitewashed history, you are hard-coding oppression into the next generation of tech. This is an innovation, y'all. This is indoctrination wrapped in a circuit board. While Trump's rich friends get tax breaks to build surveillance cameras right in the back of your yard, he's banning anything that tells the truth about America's real issues. Because deep down he knows, if AI starts telling the truth, his whole movement falls apart. So here's a question for y'all, America. Do we want AI that empowers truth, or AI that is trained to lie, obey, and never challenge power? Because Trump chose the latter. And if we don't stop this now, history will be rewritten by algorithms that are programmed to forget us.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would if it were Lyric.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I discuss your situationships, relationships, friendships, and everything in between. Now, if you guys want to continue sending me your advice questions, please send them to my Gmail at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now let's get into it.
This one says, subject line, pick this one, it's normal. So I clicked it.
Okay. I feel like they're lying, but we'll see.
I mean, it says, seeking guidance on a career crossroad. What's up?
Okay.
I'm writing to you all as a longtime listener and a Black woman who has dedicated 16 years to my current job. Lately, however, I've been feeling increasingly disheartened and disillusioned, particularly after the recent election results. The atmosphere at my workplace has shifted, and I've encountered microaggressions from my colleagues that seem to be inspired by the current administration's rhetoric. This has led me to contemplate a career change. A thought that fills me with both hope and anxiety. At 49, I find myself wondering how old is too old to leave a job. I know you all have both mentioned leaving jobs before, but I'm trying to figure out, should I stick it out until retirement, enduring the discomfort and challenges that have arisen, or is it time to seek new horizons where my talents and spirits can flourish? If it were you, how would you handle it? It feels like a significant crossroads in my life, and I want to make the best decision for my future. Thank you for your time and for the wonderful work both of you do in creating this space for discussion and reflection. Warm regards, the HBIC.
Speaking from experience from someone who worked in a toxic work environment for years because I felt like I had to, please leave.
That's what I would have said. Yep.
Please leave. It is not worth it because guess what? These jobs really don't give a flying fuck about you. It don't matter if you work there for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. If something happens to you today or tomorrow, you're getting replaced by Monday.
Yep.
Okay? So why are you sacrificing your peace of mind and your mental health for a job that really don't care? You're a seat filler. I'll tell that to anybody. You're a seat filler. You're there to fill that position, and then once something happens, hey, you could get replaced.
Yeah, you can.
So why put yourself through all of that when you know that you're capable of doing more, and you can be happy and successful at another place? You do not have to stay at a place where you don't feel uncomfortable. That goes for a job, that goes for a relationship, that goes for a friendship.
Yep.
Never stay where you feel uncomfortable. Always go where you know you are appreciated and celebrate.
You better preach.
That's it. That's all. Like,
I mean,
man, I know it's easier said than done, but in the meantime, some tips: start working on your resume now.
I
Do
mean,
things like that. Send stuff out.
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling. So you won't just quit a job and then don't have anything to fall back on. Like, there's little things that you can do to prepare yourself so you're not stuck in this rut where you're feeling like now you got to do what you got to do to survive. And
exactly.
Be in survival mode. No.
How old is too old, girl? Are you serious? Do you want to live to be older? Because that stress will kill you. Just let you know. It will send you up out of here.
It sure will. Because it almost did me like that. That's why I said it is not worth it. It really is not.
Chips away at your mental health too. It did that to me. So
let me tell y'all something what happened.
Okay.
That's why I said fuck that job.
Okay.
I've briefly discussed, some of my health stuff that I have went through in the past. Now, I had to get a surgery done. The one that I had just got done. But this was maybe 2 years prior to me actually getting it done. I told my job it was approved, right? A day or two before I was supposed to go. Do y'all know my manager told me that I had to reschedule?
I remember this.
They couldn't get a replacement. So I had to suffer. I didn't have to suffer at the time, but at that time in my mind, I'm like, I can't lose my job, this, that, and the third. I need this. This is where I was at.
Right.
5 months later, I was replaced by a friend of the manager.
You didn't tell me that part.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wow.
Got my unemployment.
No, I mean, we stopped talking about them after you left anyway. Yeah.
So that just goes to show, like, things are not worth it. Just always go with your gut. If you feel like it's time to go. It don't matter what the situation, just leave.
Yeah, that's true. And 17 years, UPS, goodbye. Can't do it. Y'all not about to stress me out. You're sitting here, you're telling lies. Y'all are manipulating people, stealing from people, trying to set people. No, I'm not doing none of that.
All right.
Good luck to you, Black Opal.
Yep. You can do it. All right.
Oh, no, that wasn't Black Opal. That was the HBIC. My bad.
Okay. This next one is from Laura.
Okay.
Laura says, Dear Lyric, how do I tell my friend that her man is toxic? Okay. I've been a good friend to my friend since college. And she's been seeing this guy for about a year, I'd say. She's been divorced for almost 4 years and they have 2 kids. I'm concerned for her in this new relationship, and I have danced around what I actually think she
Hold on,
needs.
they have 2 kids and they've been seeing one another for a year? Oh.
Her ex-husband.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have danced around what I actually think she needs to hear because she always has a rebuttal.
Okay.
I'm struggling to find the way to tell her that he's not a good dude. He seems like he just wants to possess her and to manipulate her. The guy that I'm seeing has never had a good feeling about him either. He thinks he has wandering eyes. Her ex-husband was a good guy, and I was shocked when they split. Anyway, she's one of my best friends, and we have so much fun together, but I don't want to ruin our relationship. But she's so blinded by this guy. I'm not great at being blunt, but every time she talks about him, I am biting my lip. I didn't intend to... What? I did not intend for me to not say anything for this long, but I'm desperate for any opinions that you may have for me to give to her. I feel like he's going to... What? Y'all need to learn how to spell.
Okay. Aw.
Y'all need to learn how to spell. Okay.
They can't. They defunded PBS.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say user because I don't know what you was trying to type here. Okay. What should I do? Well, you could tell her how you feel all day. And I'm speaking from experience as well. From both ends.
Oh.
But until somebody's eyes are open and until they're ready to deal with a certain thing, they're not going to see what you're seeing. And if they are seeing what you're seeing, they're not ready to leave. And you just have to let it go. The only thing that you can do is make them aware of it. But at the end of the day, just be supportive of your friend. Like, people have to sometimes go through things so they can learn their lessons in life. And I realized that I've been the one where I've been on the other side where people tried to tell me, and I've been on the other end where I've tried to tell people. But at the end of the day, people are going to make decisions for themselves, and you don't want to say too much to where it affects your friendship, because it could. Because guess what? Even if he's done something and you've seen it, I've seen women who would still take that man back. I've seen women who make excuses and, you know what I'm saying, still stay in a toxic relationship because they're not ready. Only they can make that decision for themselves. And you as her friend have to be supportive enough to either stick by her, or if you feel that strongly to where, you know, you're uncomfortable with the situation, then unfortunately, separate yourself. Some people handle it like that. Me personally, I wouldn't, because I don't think that's the true definition of a friend. But I've seen people separate themselves from people who stay in toxic relationships. But the bad thing about it is, regardless if they make the decision to stay or not, they still need somebody to talk to. They still need somebody to, you know, be in their corner. Or that person is going to isolate them, and they're not going to have anybody. They're not going to have no outlet. And then if something happens, you're going to wonder, what's going on? What happened? Because you separated yourself from your friend.
So be there, but from a distance.
Be there, but from a distance. I don't want to say mind your business, but unless she has a open conversation with you and says, you know, this is how I feel about some things, hands off that situation.
Yeah.
Hands off that situation.
Oh,
that's relationships are tricky.
That sucks though, because like you said, I've been that person, and I've, you know, also seen that person, and it is off-putting because people definitely got that bird mentality. My man. Everything he says, I'm his rib. God.
And then let me say one more thing that you mentioned about the ex-husband, you thinking he's a good guy. Just because you thought he was a good guy, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors with people.
Wow.
People wear a mask a lot of the time, and you may think that they're the greatest people, the nicest people, the kindest people. They'll do anything. They have a heart of gold, but behind closed doors, they're treating their partner like a fucking monster.
Ooh.
And you don't know. How would you know? So I'll speak to that because you said you don't know why they split. They split for a reason, baby. She moved on for a reason. So let's not judge. And I hope that helped you guys today. Tune in next week for If It Were Lyric.
All right, let's do this trolling the timeline up next. Epstein Files.
You ever meet a black man that's so anti-black you just feel like it's a setup? That's Clarence Thomas, the longest-serving judge on the Supreme Court, and the one most committed to rolling back the very rights that allowed him to rise. And his wife, that's the kind of white woman that's every black woman's worst nightmare. But we'll get to her. So let's start at the beginning. Clarence Thomas was born in 1948 in Pinpoint, Georgia, dirt poor and Jim Crow raised. He grew up speaking Gullah, was raised Catholic, went to seminary, and almost became a priest. But racism followed him everywhere until he flipped. And I don't mean flipped the system. I mean flipped on us. By the time he reached Yale Law School, he started to resent affirmative action. Not the racism that made it necessary, but the fact that white folks assumed he didn't belong. Instead of challenging them, he decided to join them. And in the 1980s, he got cozy with the conservatives. Reagan appointed him to the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. But instead of protecting black workers, this man gutted the very civil rights regulations that he was hired to enforce. Then George H.W. Bush made... Sorry, you can't make this shit up. Then George H.W. Bush made him a Supreme Court justice in 1991. They call it replacing Thurgood Marshall, but he's no replacement. He took the seat. And that's when Anita Hill happened. A brilliant black woman came forward, under oath, and told the Senate Judiciary Committee that Clarence Thomas sexually harassed her at work. He turned around and called it high-tech lynching, thereby weaponizing black pain to cover his own misconduct. And America let him do it. He got confirmed. And ever since, he's been on a mission to dismantle every bit of progress that we've ever made. So, what has he done since he's been sitting on the bench? He voted to gut the Voting Rights Act. He voted to overturn Roe v. Wade. He wants to challenge birth control, gay marriage, and privacy rights. He openly signaled that he'd reverse Brown v. Board if he could twist the logic. And through it all, he barely talks. He lets his rulings do the damage. So let's talk corruption. This man has accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in luxury trips, yacht rides, and tuition payments for his grandnephew. All from conservative billionaire Harlan Crow. He never disclosed them. He said he didn't think he had to. This is the same man who thinks that poor black people should pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Fuck you, Clarence. Now let's talk about Jenny Thomas, his wife. The far-right activist who's literally involved in the January 6th coup attempt. She texted Mark Meadows telling him to stop the steal. She lobbied lawmakers to overturn Biden's win. And she's been a paid operative for some of the most dangerous conservative movements in America. This is the type of woman that'll call the cops on your kid and then cry in court. The type of woman who marries a black man and then thinks it makes her immune. And the type that black women clock instantly. Clarence Thomas is just proof that not every black face in power is for the people. He is the system, wearing our skin. And the longer he sits on that bench, the more damage he does. Not just to black folks, but to anybody who thought that the Constitution was actually a guarantee. Because Clarence Thomas is not fighting for justice. He's fighting for revenge. And unfortunately, we're the collateral.
Time to troll.
These Epstein files, baby. Have you? They have these white people scrambling. Do you see them? Have you been following any of this? Like realistically?
Yes.
Okay. I know you sent the thing about. Oh, it's about to get really bad.
I can't wait.
I mean, he dropping more. Epstein, he is dropping more hits from goddamn Tupac from the grave. It's bad. So I don't want to speak too much on that because there's like new stuff developing every day with it. But what I want to put a little pin in right here, just a little pin in this whole Ghislaine Maxwell thing. how they're talking and trying to bring her up out the jail to speak on things. Have you heard about that?
I have not heard about that yet.
Now, she was
allegedly.
Yeah, she was the co-conspirator. So she was allegedly leading these little girls to, well, I mean, she's convicted. So I don't know what of. That's what I'm saying, alleged. But, you know, you got to be very funny with these white people. But anyways, yeah, so it's coming out that she is in talks with the Trump administration because she being the only other person that was there that is still alive. So now they're meeting up with her, and in this ABC, according to ABC News, Trump doesn't rule out pardon for Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. It comes as a deputy attorney Todd Blanche met with Maxwell, who's serving 20 years in prison for sex trafficking, for a second time. Ghislaine Maxwell, whose sources told ABC News, answered questions for about 9 hours after 2 days after being granted a limited form of immunity, the sources said. So she's getting deals to talk about whatever is going down, but what's happening is these deals are like she gets immunity from prosecution if she talks about whatever. So what's to hold her now? She's already been held by a jury in contempt for perjury. That was during the Epstein case. Right? She was already lying back then. So now they want to bring her out, give her immunity to then talk about things. So let me tell you how. Let me pull this note, because here's how it's about to go down. Now, this is in my opinion, but just putting a pin here. Putting a pin. Yesterday, Ghislaine met with Deputy Attorney Todd Blanche, who used to be Trump's private lawyer. This is what, in my opinion, is going to happen. She is going to name a bunch of Democrats, maybe tosses in a few billionaires. She's going to say Trump did nothing wrong, even though his name is allegedly all up and through them goddamn Epstein files. She is MAGA. You know them dumbasses, wooden tooth bitches. They going to praise her for, quote unquote, taking down pedophiles, even though it's Trump the whole time, in my opinion. And then watch. Trump is going to pardon her for, quote, telling the truth. That's how this shit is about to pan out, in my opinion. Watch. I'm telling you, because I've been watching how they've been doing this shit. And they're trying to sway, like everybody's talking about these Epstein files. And it's the one thing that MAGA is not getting off of. He's even tried to go on the news and be like, oh, well, you know, it's not that big a deal. Don't worry. I mean, nobody's even still talking about that.
They blocked it. That's why this is such a huge thing that she was able to get them to vote to release them. When I tell you, everybody's going to gag. There's a lot of y'all faves, a lot of y'all celebrity faves that went to that motherfucking island.
Yeah, but that's the same as saying people with the Diddy parties. There are people that were at Diddy parties. So I want to know who the pedos are. I don't want to know if you had lunch with the motherfucker talking about some billionaire deal. I don't care about that shit. I want to know who was doing things to these underage people and who was raping people. I want to know that. Allegedly.
This is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Nothing good was going on at that island. Nothing good. I don't care if it was a fucking deal made over there. Some wild shit was going on at that motherfucking island. So that's why I said a lot of y'all faves, y'all praise these celebrities and y'all worship them and y'all do all of this stuff. Like, no, bruh. Lot y'all gonna be shocked.
I want to see. I want to see. I do. I want to know who is on it.
You pay attention, there's been a lot of celebrities making certain moves here lately. Pay attention. Pay attention to it. It's gonna get crazy.
Oh, it is.
Baby, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I just want it exposed. I want these people brought to justice. I want these victims. I want their cries heard. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I want these people to pay.
It should have been. This has been going on for years now.
It has.
Since a little bit before COVID. Because y'all forget all of those people. First of all, how did y'all forget all of those people who had on them ankle monitors during COVID when we was locked up in the house? Certain ones. Yeah. What did y'all think was going on? They were made to stay in their house. They were on lockdown with this ankle monitor on.
Poor Ting Ting.
Listen, I've been at this for years. I've been wanting this to open the door for years because I want to know who the fuck is fucking these children.
Yes.
The stories have been going on. Like, everybody can't be lying.
They can't.
Everybody can't be lying. Like, let's put it out in the open and lock up these motherfuckers who think that kids are something to be sexually attracted to, because gross. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a monster. You deserve jail.
I mean, but, and oddly enough, even after these Epstein files are exposed, I still believe that there's going to be that still MAGA core and all of these other core fan bases that's going to be right down there, you know, throwing baby oil on one another in front of the courthouse.
Probably so. Probably so.
I mean, it is.
We're ignorant, but we can't get around that.
Okay.
Well,
your turn. Tag Garrett.
Well, did you hear about the whites only town?
I mean, that's America. That's how they want it.
Well,
we're making it great again. You haven't heard?
Well, let's talk about a whites only group called Return to the Land, who gave an inside look into their exclusive community as they attempt to expand their community's reach from northern Arkansas to a land near Springfield, Missouri. The group is potentially creating a whites-only space where those attempting to become members are evaluated based on European ancestry, and anyone who identifies as a Jew is denied membership. RTL, describes as a private member association, was developed in 2023 in northern Arkansas on 160 acres of land. Eric Orwell, co-founder of the group, told Orzics First that the group is hoping to expand to an area of land outside of Springfield soon and eventually expand to all 50 states.
I guess.
States that he wants to ensure that white Americans who value their ancestry will have the ability to live among like-minded people in the future if they chose to do so, regardless of demographic changes. Whites should have the ability to live among their own people if that's what they want to do, and mass immigration is quickly making that nearly impossible in many Western nations. If individuals decide to live in multiracial communities, then they should be allowed to do so. We don't want racial forced on us in every aspect of life.
Okay, so let's create a commercial for this, right? Okay, so I'll start. Here at Whites Only, you come on down and you can fuck a cousin and your sister, and nobody even complains about you not washing your legs. Just come on down. Whites Only. We don't have no niggers here. There ain't no slur for brown people that I'm not going to use. And no fags. Everybody's just white. Not. And we can make America great again. Just come on down. Bring the wood teeth.
I cannot.
I'm saying.
When I read this, I said, I can't even do it without laughing. I'm just going to say this. Go right on a fucking head. We do not give a flying fuck.
Stay over there. Take everybody with you.
What ancestry? If you're talking about Europe, yeah, go back there, because this is what bothers me. Y'all really act like this is your land. You came over here and you pillaged and you killed and you stole from people who were already here.
and you didn't bathe any of the time that you were doing it.
In fact, we had to teach you how to bathe properly.
Just
We
over
had
here
to
stinking, just stinking.
a lot of things. How to cook even meats properly. Y'all
Do you
brought
season
all
your
that
food?
fucking disease and shit from over there. Wasn't nothing wrong with the people who were here. Why? Because we were able to heal naturally. We were able to use the land and herbs and stuff like that.
Here at
heal
Whites
ourselves.
Only, here at Whites Only, your babies, they can go ahead and get the measles. And, you know, some of them might die, but, you know, it's God. And with God, yeah, sometimes, you know, your babies, they just die. You know, get the measles, and you come on down, and nobody gives a shit. We love it.
I
Sorry.
watched the video. I watched the video, and I had to turn it off because he said something that pissed me off.
Cool.
We are trying to preserve our white culture. Bitch, what culture? You have no culture.
Just cherry
Everything
pick,
that has happened
cherry
over
pick
here,
from
stolen
everybody
from-
else's culture.
Period.
Everything. Y'all have literally cherry picked everybody's shit to where you didn't cherry pick the big old fat white man that squeezes his big ass down a chimney and gives all your baby more gifts. Like, all of that. You didn't cherry
The inventions that we've made,
everything.
the music that we've made, the genres that y'all think y'all own. Because I saw a video of some white guy saying some shit about Beyonce. That's not country music. Bitch, we made country music and rock and roll and the blues. We made all of it. Oh, okay.
Speaking of capitalism, were we speaking of capitalism? I don't know. Anyway, TMZ headline. This one made me chuckle a bit. Glorilla, making money off of my mugshots. I printed it on t-shirts. Have you seen this article? All right. So Glorilla, I don't know if y'all know, but let's see. I guess she got to have something to pay off that $22,000 that she owes for that drug charge. You hear about that?
I did hear about
Okay.
that. That was fucked up though. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, on Tuesday, she was arrested in Georgia for alleged possession of a controlled substance and possession of marijuana over 1 ounce. Cops say they found the drug in her home while reporting there for a robbery. Glorilla's attorney is appalled they decided to charge her with these felonies rather than focusing on tracking down the robbers, because apparently she wasn't
home. She wasn't home. So who's to say that it wasn't the people who broke into her house or whoever was staying there could have had it? That could have been their shit. And that's fucked up too, because why would you let her catch that fucking charge and you sitting here in her house like that?
I'm here for the capitalism of it all, because she took that mugshot that y'all thought you was gonna troll her for, and she printed it on t-shirts. That's like Beyonce selling them boycott Beyonce shirts.
When I tell you that mugshot ate, I said, yeah, girl. Yeah. What? You thought? Okay.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, I love this. Clap back, girl. Do your thing. All right, tag you it.
Speaking of rats,
Huh?
you hear about what happened in Tallahassee?
No.
Okay, at a Tallahassee Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese got handcuffed and hauled out.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, he did. The police ran into a Chuck E. Cheese and arrested the motherfucker in the costume in front of all them damn babies.
Wait, was this ice? Was this ice? Oh, okay.
This was for check fraud, stealing identities, swiping credit cards, all types of felony type of shit.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Not Chuck E. Cheese. Poor babies.
I have never laughed at a picture so hard in my life. Why couldn't y'all let that motherfucker just get out of the uniform?
Hold on, they had him the whole rat head and everything. No, they had him with the Chucky feet on.
Y'all traumatized them children.
That's hilarious. Well, awful. I mean, awful, but hilarious.
Oh, it's hilarious. I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed until I couldn't laugh no more. Because what? Who ratted you out, nigga?
Oh, Lord. I don't know how I'm going to pivot into this story now. Okay. Doctor who tried to save Malcolm Jamal Warner shares harrowing details. All right, so this is if you're I mean, you probably have already heard by now, but if this is your first time hearing it, Malcolm Jamal Warner played Theo on the Cosby Show, played Malcolm and Eddie, all that. He passed away this past week after an alleged drowning situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So apparently he was out with family, and they were out vacationing.
Yeah.
And he was, I guess, in an area where the current had picked up. He's no longer here. What I kind of wanted to talk about more so was how immediately the internet erupted into this whole discussion. It's been debunked since, but it's been talked about how, oh, well, he died, but did you know his daughter was also there? So then you have people also chiming in talking about he was swimming with his daughter when this happened and he's a horrible parent, all this other stuff. People, the man is not even cold yet, and y'all were doing this.
Yep.
Like, can you let some of the details of certain stories unfold before you have everything? Like, even with the Epstein shit, we gonna let the files completely come out before we say, like, we gonna give commentary on, like I said, I believe that's how What's-Her-Face is gonna get out. But can you at least let things play out before you have an opinion of them, and harassing people's families and having shit to talk? Like, these are very real people.
Yep.
This girl already has to deal with the death of her father, and then y'all up here like talking about, oh, she's a victim. I don't like people sometimes. All right, what you got about these Hulk Hogan memes?
Child, y'all was not here. None of y'all was here for the R.I.P. Hulk Hogan.
Couldn't care less. Wasn't he a Trump supporter?
I tell you, the internet never forgets. Ever. Y'all was so disrespectful to that man and gave no fucks about his death, to the point where I saw so many memes of, let's say, for instance, they had one where he was in heaven and Jesus was black and he was turning him away. He was like, oh, brother, I didn't know he was a brother. Like, stuff like that. And I was like, because apparently he was a racist. And let it be known that he was a racist. And so people said, we don't give a fuck about no Hulk Hogan. The only one that we care about was our Theo. Mm-hmm. And Ozzy Osbourne, who was an ally for not only black people but the LGBT community as well.
Yeah, Ozzy I heard about. I've always, known Ozzy to be one of those people that you like. He would be cool to be around, but we wouldn't be friends. You know what I'm saying? If he was in my social circle, like, I would know him, but I wouldn't, he'd be one of them people that you saw on an occasion, maybe everybody showed up to or something.
Yeah. But apparently he was a big ally, and he was all about, people treating other people with kindness. As weird as his
Just
act
that
was.
simple. Yep.
That's what he believed, and he was a good guy. And to be honest, I've never heard anything bad about him. I've only heard good things.
Yep.
Also, to add on to that, who the fuck hacked Elmo's Instagram page? You guys are fucking diabolical. Whoever did that. Y'all just fucking his childhood left and right out here and don't give zero fucks. And I'm mad about it.
Hold on, how we chew people up for going off the hold on, before we move on to Elmo, how we chew people up for going in on Jamal and then immediately go in on
That's how it works, honey. That's how it works. Me personally, I didn't do that because I may have my personal feelings about who he was as a person, but we all have to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
He still had a family who loved him, and he still had children.
Didn't his daughter call him racist?
Yeah.
Ain't that how it came out that he was racist from his daughter?
Yeah. So I do feel, his daughter was fucking with a black man.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do it every time.
That'll do it.
Woo! I'm sorry. So you said they hacked Elmo's page?
Somebody's ass hacked Elmo's fucking page.
What did they say?
A whole bunch of inappropriate shit. I can only say a couple of them.
Okay.
Because I don't want to offend anybody, but this particular one, I don't care. Release the files at real Donald Trump.
Elmo tweeted at Donald
Trump.
Trump.
A child fucker.
Well, that's what happens when you defund Elmo's platform. Oh, he really did tweet it.
Really did.
Nah, that was probably Elmo.
I tell you, I was crying. Who did it?
We owe you so much. We owe you so much gratitude. We love you.
And when asked if I find out who ever hacked Elmo, I swear to God, this motherfucker gonna answer. Fuck are you gonna do, nigga?
That is.
I know it's one of us. I know it's one of us.
It had to be. Brilliant.
Y'all play too much. Stop. Come on, yo. Don't
love
do that to the children. Don't do that to the children.
Well, children ain't on Twitter. Well, they shouldn't be.
Shit. These motherfuckers
Elmo need representation.
Do anything. You'd be surprised.
Elmo got that ass. You defund PBS if you want to. Elmo coming for that ass. Bitch. I guess that wraps it up for us trolling the timeline. Up next, unseasoned behavior. We'll be right back.
I truly don't think people see the connection here. First, they take away affirmative action. Then, they remove diversity, equity, and inclusion in all the companies. Then, they take away all of the social programs so people can't get help when they can't find jobs. Then, they create a new mental illness called Trump derangement syndrome. Then they start removing everyone from the military who identifies as LGBTQIA. Then they start laying people off. Then they put out executive orders telling state governments that they can lock up homeless people and put them in institutions. They defund education. They take away women's ability to seek abortion when they are pregnant, no matter if it's rape or not. When you put it all together, it's a diabolical plan. Next, they'll be coming after anyone who is speaking out about the administration, saying that we're deranged. And then they'll be institutionalizing people who literally are trying to save our lives. And in the meantime, they're buying up all the media sources and firing independent journalists one by one. Come on, guys. You have to see it.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
Every single time I look at what y'all doing over there in straight land, in straight world, in cis hetero world, the more I wish I had not. Lyric. So, and I get certain videos are meant to be funny, but every time I look over there at what y'all doing this type of bullshit. Are you ready? Listen to this shit here.
Y'all be taking some terrible doodles and all y'all do is dry it off with tissue and just be digging in your ass all goddamn day. You think that make you more of a man. But if I say that I allocate funds every month for wet wipes, that I'm investing in a bidet system to keep my butt clean, y'all look at me sideways. But you grown man with dingleberries digging in your ass. The only person that got permission to have their drawers up their ass is a thick woman. And her drawers is up her ass because that booty is eating them up. And as a matter of fact, ma'am, leave them in there. You know? But no, you grown man and your drawers is welded to your ass because it's just so much doodle back there. You listen to some of these dudes, they think you make him more of a man to be walking around with a dingleberry forest back there. They'll say some wild shit out loud. Yeah, that's a mess back there because I don't want nobody running up in me. No, but we just not want nobody running up in you have to do with you cleaning your ass good. Like, that's why your drawers are dissolving. They're not meant to handle acid. There's doodle acid on them all day. That's why you get holes in the crotch of your drawers because it's just doodle back there.
What the fuck is happening over there in Straightlandia? What in the entire fuck? Because first off, let's dissect this video before I even get to the second one. But this one, first off, the first thing that got me was leave him in there. Like, what? What do you mean leave him in there? Yeah, then doodoo dingleberries? Your draws are dissolving? What's happening over there with the straight boy butts, Lyric? What's going on? What's going on with the peeps?
I have no words. No words.
Yeah. And then so
draws welded. I have no words.
Just what? So, and then that was somehow I got down dirty ass talk because then I came across another video that segued into the story because I thought certainly this cannot be. I want you to watch the video, Lyric, but as you watch the video, I'm going to tell the listeners about it. So Dante Jones, if y'all don't know who that is, he is of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Apparently, allegedly, there's this video that has surfaced of him digging in his ass. Oh, there's your face. I see it. Digging in his ass at an elevator. Sniffing. I wish y'all could see Lyric's face right now. Hold on. Unmic your microphone.
No! Oh my gosh. Why would you do that to me?
So apparently he was caught on camera. Allegedly, he was caught on camera at an elevator digging.
What do you mean allegedly? We all seen that. I got eyes.
Hold on. I'm saying alleged because at the end of the day, he could say it wasn't me. And you look, we all saw Diddy, and y'all running around here still acting, pouring baby oil. Anyway, so he's seen digging in his ass, which okay, let's be realistic, people do, but he then sniffs his hand and proceeds to wipe whatever residue it was on the wall over by the elevator. Do you see? You saw it, right?
In your face! What are you talking about? You did that shit! You a doodle sniffer! You're an African booty snatcher!
Why is it African? Stop!
No! That's what we say as kids. You are the real live African booty snatcher. What's wrong with you, young? Then you gonna wipe that shit on the reason why I start wearing gloves in fucking public, like the crazy people used to do it.
This is the reason I don't shake hands with people. This is the reason I don't do it. I'll dap you up.
No.
We can bump fists. That's the extent. I'm not shaking your hand.
I'm wearing gloves. I can't even touch like an elevator now because in the back of my mind, somebody probably dug in their ass and wiped it on this elevator button. I can't.
New fear unlocked.
No, bro. Ew, that's gross. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
My issue, what I was segueing into now, of course, that first video was meant to have a humorous tone, but there are a really alarming amount of individuals that really believe that you either have to keep your ass dirty or not washed, or it's gay to wash your ass, or whatever weird shit y'all think, because of this perceived idea that somebody is, like he said in the video, quote, going to run up on you. Like, how do you think that life works? Do you think that, like, you're strolling along your day whistling and shit, you walk by a bush and then like a nest of faggots pop out and take your butt? Like, do you think that that's how this shit really works? Do you? Because it's not very realistic. And if you Google it, I'm certain that it probably happens a lot less often than one would need as a reason for not washing their ass. And I get it. You're there out in the day, maybe the toilet was gross and you couldn't do a whole bidet cleanse. That's fine. But that, I don't want to know any more of what y'all have going on in straight world. Every time I look over there, it's dirty. Every time.
I am about to go to the beauty supply store after this podcast is done. I'm going to get me some latex gloves. Y'all joking, you laughing. I'm dead ass serious. If I know. Next time I go to the doctor's, I'm stealing gloves out the little closet. I'm doing something. I'm getting some gloves because this is fucked up. What the fuck do you mean it's already bad enough you digging in your ass? And I get it. We all, have wedgies from time to time. But for you to dig like you looking for a championship ring.
Looked at his hands, sniffed it, and was like, woo.
I've been on a fucking surface that other people gotta use, bro. You the nastiest, triflingest motherfucker I've ever fucking seen. Who raised you? Who the fuck raised you?
Waffles up next because y'all dirty and wow.
You know, a white person said something to me the other day that shocked me. Not really, but it kind of did, coming from this individual, because they were actually being honest. Usually all they do is gaslight and bullshit, but they actually had a breakdown and had an honest moment. When we were talking about race in America, she said, I don't think black people deserve equality and justice because they could never get enough. And I realized, for the first time I've ever talked to this person about race, she was actually being brutally honest. And I also realized this is the psyche of white America. Not all, but for the majority. Most of white America have always been scared of black and brown folks getting justice, getting equality, getting what's fair, because they want to hold and cling on to white supremacy so dearly, that system that protects their privilege, that dominant hierarchy position of whiteness. That being said, I'm going to say something, and I want you to let it set. I just want you to sit with it. Let it settle into your consciousness. Just let it set with you for a while before you get into your feelings, into your denial, into your ignorance, into your delusion racially. Just let it set and listen. Until we fix white supremacy, everything we do as a nation will fail. Why does America keep voting against its own self-interest? Why do we continue to do things that undermine our very well-being? White supremacy is the living, festering cancer, devouring our nation from the inside out. It's the toxic force behind every backward policy. The exact reason we're so stunned and shamefully far behind other developed nations. White supremacy, the very thing white America claims to despise, yet simultaneously denies, gaslights about, actively avoids, and utterly ignores, all while perpetrating racism. The reason this country keeps voting against its own damn self-interest, the reason we consistently shoot ourselves in the foot is brutally simple. Pure terrified fear of a black and brown nation. Fact. This isn't new. This isn't just about today. This is history's cruelest loop. We love white supremacy. We embrace slavery. We clung to Jim Crow. We have always chosen to poison our own wells rather than allow an ounce of equality. This obsession breeds internal hate, forces us into a blind, ignorant delusion. It has weaponized us against each other. White against white, race against race, culture against culture. This is the profound damage to your psyche, your society. We'd rather bleed our own nation dry, sacrifice our cities, our health, our economy, our global credibility, than loosen one pathetic finger from white privilege. You thought you could weaponize white supremacy to justify your own greed, to hoard power. All you've done is destroy yourselves and your own fucking nation. Imagine a nation so diseased by racism, so desperate to cling to its twisted sense of white superiority. It would rather self-destruct, rip apart its own democracy and watch its citizens suffer and die. That nation is America. Face the ugly fucking truth. Look at what we've done. Cutting Medicaid, slashing SNAP, sacrificing the vulnerable for billionaire tax breaks, abandoning humanitarian aid, annihilating our global standing, our very morality, actively suppressing votes, tearing down our democracy, building the world's largest prison system, shattering families, all because of the white man's greatest, most pathetic fear, that black and brown people might actually be treated fairly. Our air is poisoned, our infrastructure is collapsing, our schools are failing, all because we'd rather cling to archaic, racist structures that build a decent, functional society for ourselves. Understand this, we aren't just hurting black and brown communities. No, we are actively killing ourselves as a nation. Our racism has so corrupted us, we'd choose a pedophile felon to run the country simply because he was a racist strongman. We are willingly plunging into fascism, sacrificing our fundamental liberties and economic equality, all because we choose white supremacy over freedom. Every damn bit of it for the sake of the ignorant, hateful disease festering in our hearts. So white America, hear this. Stop being cowards. Look into the fucking mirror. This cancer of white supremacy is consuming us. If you don't tear it down, if you don't confront this fear, you will watch this nation die. Your nation, our nation. The time for denial is over. The time to choose is now. I'll say it again. Until we fix white supremacy, everything we do as a nation will fail. Fact.
Why do you have roaches?
The why file.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
Yes, indeed. Why does your vagina burn? Explaining the unexplained. We're answering why. It's the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. And you can do as you've been doing and sending them over to WRTRradio@gmail.com. This is the Why Files. Remember, the truth is out there. It's Lyric Ladies first.
Do I have to?
No, I could go.
No, my why comes from me. You already know what I'm going to say.
Why?
Why the fuck is y'all so trifling out here in these goddamn streets? Who's digging in their ass? I can't get over it. I'm not going to get over this. I'm going to be talking about this shit for the rest of the fucking day. Why? I'm going to go to band rehearsal later. And I'm gonna have y'all seen that video of
go to
sniffing it and then wiping it on the fucking elevator?
Hold on, you got to go to band rehearsal and be like, immediately, everybody drop their drawers now. The first sign of brown.
Disgusting. Like, why are y'all so trifling and comfortable with me? I don't get that. It's the comfortability for me.
Yeah,
he dug in his ass.
Y'all,
it. looked at it, and then wiped it on the elevator. Bitch, get the fuck out of my face.
Y'all, I'm gonna skeet out this link so y'all can see this video, because you're not gonna believe me unless you see it. Like, I'm gonna send you to the article rather instead of that video. But I don't know. The article I think has the video, so you'll see it.
Y'all got to see the video. Since I was made to see it, everybody got to have their day ruined.
Yeah, it's on Blue Sky at Marcus Smoot at WRTR radio. So yeah, because why?
The truth is out there, and y'all is trifling.
All right. Speaking of trifling, this why comes from Paula from Texas. She goes, "Why did Marcus slip past the story about Tyler Perry last week? I was so ready to hear what you all had to say about them allegations. Did we talk about this on the podcast?
We did talk about it briefly.
Did we?
I thought we briefly did.
Well, I didn't want to get too much into it because, again, I've said it forever. I believe that a lot of Tyler Perry's writing is stuff that he wants or would have wanted his family to say about him. And now all of these allegations are coming out, and these settlements and just one after. What do you want me to say? There's nothing that I can say. Like, as far as that goes, that man is deeply rooted in I don't know. I don't want to attack anybody's religion, but in a set of beliefs that does not really embrace historically that lifestyle.
I'll say this about Tyler Perry.
Okay.
I saw the text messages.
So did I.
I want to know why people are acting surprised by this.
Rich, powerful. Now, while I believe that Tyler, an individual with his influence, with his impact, where I feel like he could tell so many more impactful stories and actually assist the community that he's working so hard to hide within but not be a face of, I think that he could help so much, but he does not want to be that person. But if you don't want to be that person, then leave us alone. Stop creating fictitious representations of us through your artwork that is then fed into these mentalities that then build narratives to further, like, keep us apart from society and hold us back. That is what I believe of Tyler Perry. I believe that he is a waste. I believe that he wastes his potential impact with the closet that I personally believe that he is in. So that is my opinion.
Well, you remember that time where I cannot remember what his full name is. I think it's Christian something.
Christian Keys. Christian Keys. I remember it.
There you go.
Here's the thing, because I almost found myself down that slope too, because he had kissed a dude in one of them DC comic shows. What was it? Legends of Tomorrow. So everybody started thinking he was gay, and then he put out a thing on Instagram because I started following him. I was like, ooh. I did, and I was lusting a little bit, but then he put out this video and he's like, yeah, I'm not a fag, get away from me. But he said it nice, he was respectful, but he put it out there that he wasn't. But when he came out and put them things out about that were allegedly happening, yeah,
who in your mind did you first think or say? What was the very first name that you said?
I immediately thought Tyler.
Oh, okay.
But that is because I've
he was
always
giving clues. I'm like, dude, you might as well say his name. Like, come on now. Just say his name.
It's just if you want to stay in that closet, bro, fine. But leave the rest of us out of it, because we're good.
Wish that people would just stop protecting abusers and people who abuse their power or authority because they have money. That's the problem now. you sitting here and playing games with everybody on the internet. You need to say, like, this is what happened. Be real about the situation. So whatever needs to happen can go happen accordingly.
Yep.
It just didn't sit right with me. So I
think you're lagging. You keep
surprised.
lagging. So I'm just gonna say that is why, the truth is out there, because he's not gonna tell it. I'm sorry, until he tells it. We're just left to sit back with speculation and opinions, and that is that's where I'm gonna sit with it.
It's gonna come out soon.
I mean, maybe not. Some people take it to the grave. Don't understand it, can't relate, but there you go. And that wraps it up for this week's Y-Files. You know the links. News to make you nauseous is up next. Be right back.
Black people are obsessed with race. Okay, let's talk about it. This country was founded on a racialized concept, which was that Europeans were preordained by God to rule the world, and that Africans ripped from their homes and transported across the transatlantic shores were destined to be their unpaid labor. That is, the most important and defining feature of America at its inception was a racial hierarchy whereby white men were at the top and Africans were at the bottom. Chattel slavery then lasted for nearly 250 years, ending in 1865. And during those 2.5 centuries, Black Americans were tortured. They were mentally and physically and sexually abused. They were murdered. They were forced to toil on land without being paid. They built these immense economies for America. They made America rich, but they didn't get any payment. The white people did. Once slavery ended, then we had the Black Codes, which were a series of discriminatory laws made precisely to perpetuate all of the systems and factors at play during enslavement. Black Codes severely limited the social, economic, political mobility of Black Americans, right? Black Americans really weren't able to own property. They weren't allowed to vote, really. They weren't able to testify against white people. They weren't able to serve on juries. They didn't really have any civil rights. And then there's the 13th Amendment, right? It abolished slavery, except for when someone was a criminal. And wouldn't you know, Black people were then criminalized for everything, thus enabling white people to re-enslave them. Next up, the Jim Crow laws, which restricted the mobility of Black Americans in public life in nearly every manner possible. And it lasted until the Civil Rights Movement. And wouldn't you know, Black people weren't actually enfranchised to vote until 1965. But it's not about race. And next up, we have redlining, whereby financial institutions like banks refuse to provide financial services like mortgages to Black people. Then we have mass incarceration, which is essentially a reimagination of slavery. I know you know that Black Americans are disproportionately incarcerated by both the state and the federal government, that they are overrepresented at every stage of the criminal legal system. Black people are treated like absolute shit in the criminal legal system. First of all, there are nearly 2 million people incarcerated in the United States, which is horrific and abysmal. 37% of those people are Black Americans, even though Black people only represent 13% of the American population. Black people across the board get worse plea deals, they get harsher sentencings, they get much higher bail, and they face disproportionate prejudice and discrimination from judges, from the prosecutors, and from the juries. But it's not about race. Then all of these tentacles of racism and discrimination and prejudice then reach into every other part of American life and infect it, right? Like, for example, have you seen our political system? Enough said there. Black people have less access to college and have less avenues to get there. The wealth gap between the median Black household and the median white household is $240,000, which means for every $100 of wealth that a white household has, a Black household only has $15. Black people face disproportionately negative outcomes in healthcare, and the maternal death rates for Black women are insane and abysmal. Black people are promoted much less readily by their employers, and only 1.6% of the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies are Black people. Black people are disproportionately surveilled, arrested, and killed by the police. But it's not about race. So the next time you come in my comments and ask me why I talk about race so much, or you go somewhere else, not everything's about race. I'd encourage you to watch this video like 5 times and then send it to your racist family members and then get back to me. Thank you.
And now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. Actually, mine you might, but it's news to make you nauseous. What you got, Miss Derek?
Okay. Mine is really, really, really sad.
Oh,
I don't know where
we were doing so well.
Particular person is from. So I'm just gonna say what fucked up parents.
Say what?
The mother of a 7-year-old girl has been indicted for capital murder after investigators reported that the cause of death was from blunt force trauma to her abdomen following a series of reported abuse. On April 28th, Riviera Beach Police Department was dispatched to a home following reports of an unresponsive child. Nia Williams was rushed to St. Mary's Medical Center, where doctors revealed that she was suffering from a lacerated liver and was in renal failure when she eventually passed away. According to the police report, Nia's sister told officers that Nia got in trouble just a few days before her death because she didn't clean up her cereal. Their mom allegedly got mad and told Nia to lie on the floor while she stomped on her stomach several times, like you would stomp on an ant. Nia was then made to get up. Yes. Nia was then made to get up and go clean up the mess, but she wasn't moving fast enough because she could barely walk. So their mom kicked her in the stomach. Investigative reports included that Nia's death was ruled a homicide after the autopsy confirmed that she had suffered blunt force trauma to the abdomen, which resulted in multiple internal injuries. Her liver had been lacerated, her large intestines were detached from her abdomen, and half of her body's blood supply was misplaced in her stomach.
Can y'all please stop having these children that you do not want to take care of? Please just stop it. You keep forcing people into this cisgendered heterosexual society of making babies, cutting off the resources when they decide to terminate pregnancies or that, make decisions for their health, and then end up with results like this where you have very real children being brutally abused by people that do not want them. You want to take care of the children until it's time to take care of the children. I'm sorry. I know that was your thunder, but I had to say it.
That just bothered me, and I say it time and time again. Everybody does not deserve to be a parent at all. The system failed her, and I also read in another article talking about it that CPS had actually given her back to her mom after reports of abuse. The system failed her on so many levels, it's very sad that she had to go out like that. And
I'm so sorry.
I hope mom
gets
what's coming to her, because they don't play that shit in jail.
Underneath the jail. All right, this one's on a little bit, now still bad. All right, speaking of parents, say what? Fox News America.
Say what?
Jesus.
According to the Daily Beast, Fox News has had a recent enthusiastic endorsement of a rather colorful nickname for old Russ Face. So even though we playfully say daddy and stuff when we talk about Trump, when we're making fun of MAGA supporters and stuff, don't you know Fox News has actually decided to embrace this term daddy as a moniker that apparently has sparked considerable discussion and criticism across media platforms. This decision is seen as part of Fox News' ongoing alignment with Trump's persona, further illustrating the media landscape's complex relationship with political figures.
They always doing some shit.
The part of this that is nauseating is how we're just normalizing this hypersexualization and fetishization of this billionaire bigot that is like really under like real live scrutiny behind that very alleged type behavior. Like do y'all not see how strange that is? A politician, somebody that's supposed to be dignified, supposed to be a world leader, is being viewed by television networks as daddy, while these allegations of him doing things to children are floating around also.
That's why his
in my opinion. What'd you say?
I said that's why his ankle's fat now.
Ankles. Oh, rust face cankles.
Have you seen him? Like, he's literally like rusting away. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the rashes and shit and all of that shit on his fingers and shit? He looks gross. No wonder his wife don't want to touch him. She be like, don't touch me.
Do not touch me, strange orange man. So I was listening to Lawrence O'Donnell the other night, and he had made some joke about how Trump literally decided that orange, like he was like, he could choose any other spray tan, any other color, but whatever and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but Lawrence basically, he was like, so what is that to say about the skin that's under? If that awful orange tan is what he chooses to rock, and it already looks a mess. Like, what does he really look like? Now I'm kind of curious.
Pale.
I mean,
ghastly.
Unkept. Haggard.
Crypt keeper-ish.
If you want these and more nauseating news stories, follow us over on the socials. I'm at MarcusSmoot. That's Marcus Smoot on Blue Sky and TikTok.
And what's up, you guys? I am on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok, and I'm on Facebook at Lyric Bravado. Period.
Okay, so you leading this conversation coming up next for Real Talk. So you just told me about this in like the past hour, and I want to have this as a discussion because you know a lot more about it than I do. I think I've talked enough today. So anyways, all right, up next, Real Talk. Be right back.
You ever notice how history doesn't just repeat, it adapts? Because if you listen to people in 2025 right now, you'll hear them saying, this isn't the Trump I voted for. I didn't know it would go this far. Sound familiar? Because if you've ever picked up a book about history, it should. It's not the first time people have said it, and we really need to talk about what that means. Because here's the thing. Yes, absolutely. There were Germans who said, this isn't what I voted for when Hitler fully seized power. But let's get specific so we don't miss the lesson. When Hitler came to power in 1933, he didn't run on a single clear promise of genocide and dictatorship. He ran on ending the economic collapse of the Great Depression, restoring German pride after the humiliation of World War I, punishing the corrupt political elites of the Weimar Republic, stopping communist revolution, and uniting true Germans. A lot of people supported those goals without signing up for what came next. Some of them literally said later on, of course, we wanted jobs and stability. We didn't want war. We wanted an end to street violence, not book burnings. We voted for law and order, not camps, because they thought the radical parts were just talk. They assumed he didn't really mean it, or they just figured it wouldn't touch them. But here's the truth they didn't want to face. Hitler told them exactly what he believed. He wrote Mein Kampf. He made no secret of his anti-Semitism. He promised to smash democracy. And he used fear and scapegoats from day one. So why did people convince themselves that it wouldn't go that far? Because they only wanted to believe the parts that benefited them. Because they hated the other just enough to look away. Because they thought they could control him. Because beating their enemies felt more important than protecting democracy. And when he took over, sure, some regretted it. Some said, this isn't what I wanted, as freedoms vanished. Some tried to distance themselves, and some just went quiet. But by then, it was too late. He'd outlawed dissent, controlled the press, dismantled the system that could have stopped him. Now look at us. In 2025. Tell me it doesn't sound familiar. Because you've got people saying this isn't the Trump I voted for. I just wanted the economy strong. I just wanted the border under control. I didn't want camps. But let's be real, he told you who he was. He said immigrants were an invasion. He called the press an enemy. He praised dictators refused to concede when he lost. He pardoned the people who stormed the Capitol for him. He said he'd be a dictator on day one. It was never subtle. You just didn't want to see it. And now we have actual camps in 2025. Alligator Alcatraz, a real detention camp in the Florida Everglades. Razor wire, surrounded by swamps and predators. Thrown up in 2 weeks to terrify migrants into leaving. Bragged about like it's a victory sold to you as security. Is cruelty as policy, fear as branding. Exactly as promised. So if you're saying this isn't what I voted for, ask yourself, which parts did you think were just for show? Which scapegoats did you decide were acceptable? Which warning signs did you ignore because you thought you'd never pay the price? Because that's how it always goes. People tell themselves that the violence is exaggerated, that the tough talk is just talk, that it's about keeping order, not taking freedom, until it's too late to stop. And by then, there's no voting it out. There's no easy way back. So no, I don't want to hear this isn't what I voted for as an excuse, because history doesn't give free passes for willful ignorance. It gives warnings. And if y'all keep ignoring them, we're going to learn that same hard lesson all over again. That democracy doesn't die in a moment. It dies in a bargain. One that says as long as it benefits me, I'm going to look the other way. Until there's no one left to look and no freedom left to save.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk. On WRTR, Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
All right, y'all. So, for the Real Talk this week, something that has been down my timeline all week was an app. The app is called the T app. Now, it is a dating safety app. Well, it started as a dating safety app where women can update each other anonymously, you know, to view men, rate them, and deem if they were safe or not. Like,
okay, so it's the rate system based off of
red flags and green flags.
Okay,
and then you could type a description, say what they did, what they do, this, that, and the third.
They had something like this back in the day. It was called don'tdate'emgirl.com or something. Okay.
It has since turned into a full-blown out disaster.
Oh.
Since the app has become mainstream in discussion, people have been in an uproar. Mostly men.
Of course.
But the bad part about it is there has been some deaths that has occurred from this app.
Wait, from like retaliation deaths?
Yes. Yes.
Wait, I thought you said it was anonymous though.
Okay. Well, people started divulging a little too much information, and people screenshot things, send things,
Y'all was out here being grimy.
So it first started off as you had to be accepted and it was women only. Then somehow or another, somebody said, oh, they're starting to accept men in here. So somebody told somebody something, and there are 3 women who have been murdered since this app came out.
No,
because they are.
That's what you were talking about.
Discussing men who are DL. They are discussing men who have gave them HIV. They are discussing men who have burnt them, gave them herpes. They are discussing men who are married and, hey, this is my man. I found out he's married, this, that, and the third. Like, everything is being discussed. And now what started as a safety thing to make sure that you're not dating like somebody who could try to sex traffic you, or a sex offender or something, or a violent person, if you will. It has turned into this whole other mess, right?
Okay.
Well, since then, they have had a data breach.
hold on. Before you get into the data breach, I have so many questions.
Go ahead.
So with this app, I get the need to have a platform of somebody, especially people that be out there a lot. I see the benefit in having like, hey, look, red flag because this one might try to slip something in my drink, yada yada yada. Like, I get that, but at what point does, and I'm not caping for men because if you listen to the show, you know I don't. But at what point do allegations then become defamatory? Because I think like to say red flags and then leave that, or you like, I feel like there should be drop down items, like you can select different things and maybe they auto prompt you, but to actually have something where people can recount actual experiences and then talk about how they were given HIV or came across some other kind of situation, like I feel like the app should be at fault for that.
Yeah. Well, also,
okay,
during this hacking event, over 2 million people's personal information has been leaked.
Wow.
I'm talking addresses, I'm talking bank info, all
why
of
is
it.
all that
Selfies, all of that stuff.
Wait, why is all that on that app?
I have no idea. And it's actually the number one app. Like, y'all should have kept it more quiet.
Wow.
It's the number one app on the Apple Store right now.
Wow.
But allegedly, this girl, she had her information on there. She logged in, and this is why I was not that curious. I just was going to see whoever had an account, how people do, they post the little stuff on Facebook. I would do that. I'm not going to do that. Some told me, nope, don't be that nosy. And I'm glad, because $10,000 was taken out of this girl's account from her bank information being released from the hacking.
Are you serious? Well, I mean, it's insured, but damn. Wow.
Yep. And that's not necessarily true. It could have been Cash App. It could have been PayPal. It could have been one of those third party things, and you don't get your money back. Ask me how I know.
Wow. That is horrible, though. That. Okay.
So, what do you think is too much? Because like people are like literally getting killed over this.
Well, like I said, I would. A friend of mine ran a site like this for the gays back in my college days, and
oh my god,
this is actually this is how we met. Actually, like, I'll tell you who it is in this story later. But long story short, in his app, he had drop downs to where you could select different things, so that again, not everything, you couldn't tell too much. Like, you could say what the red flags were, but as far as recounting stories and stuff, that's no, you can't, because just as many women that are out, or just as many people out there that are being honest about their experiences, are others that are bitter from other things. And
there you go.
You got it. Like, at the end of the day, you can say some stuff out of spite, out of hatred, out of your own bad experience that has really nothing to do with your safety and everything to do with you just having poor dating skills. And yeah, you really messing somebody else's opportunities and lives up. So while I won't cape for men, and I do believe that there needs to be a platform in the internet somewhere for, as a little safety check for women, I don't believe that, or I believe that certain things should be restricted within those things. So, you know what? I came here to find out if he gonna, try to spike my drink or something, or put something in my drink or drug me or whatever. If I find that, then okay, fine. But if I don't find the things that I'm looking for specifically, then I don't think that it should, exist, or at least, again, heavy moderation. Heavy moderation.
See, and that's the thing. Like, what could be put in place so you can, be able to tell the difference and feel like you're being anonymous enough to where you're respecting somebody's like privacy and stuff. Like, you don't know. Like, a girl could get up there and be like, "Oh, this dude, he's a rapist, this, that, and the third," but she's really a crazy ass bitch who just mad that she got dumped, and she got this man's picture and this, that, and the third, and pictures of his family, and like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
what type of act and what measures can we take to prevent stuff like that? I'm kind of on the fence with that. I don't think it should be.
Well,
One, because you're never going to be able to tell. You don't know these people.
True.
And people can get on the internet and say whatever. We've seen it. We've seen people report things that weren't true. And you'll come with facts, and you still have these people in their mind like, no, I've seen it, because just because it's on the internet, it doesn't make it true. Like, not understanding that. A lot of people don't like to fact check. I don't know.
Really? In America 2025?
Me personally, I wouldn't get on no type of app like that. It just needs to be like, I don't know. To me, you kind of got to do your own research, or if you're that pressed, like, look if you're familiar with his area and who his exes are or whatever like that, and you care that much, just pay attention to that. Listen to what he says, what his exes say. Like, you should be able to put some shit together of how he's gonna be.
Okay.
To a certain degree, and then let me say this too: background checks are free to a certain degree.
They are not.
Do your own shit. You could do what is that one that I used to do? People Finder or some shit like that. Pull up their whole shit. How many times they've been to jail, if they owe money, this, that, and the third. Yes, it does have the address and all of that stuff on there, but if you're using it for the right reason, just look for what you need to look for. But there's plenty of like investigative apps to know, like, oh, has your nigga been to jail for touching somebody and doing this, that, and the third. Also, what I used to do, I used to go to the court's website, type in their name, look up any cases, old or new.
Yeah.
Do that. Y'all need an app. Do that shit the old-fashioned way, like everybody else.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I will say that if you're going out there and you are thinking about dating somebody, take your precautionary measures, of course. And you hinted on asking your homies and your homegirls and stuff about it. And that's across the board. It's, so many times that I've had friends around me hip me to somebody that maybe I had an interest in or something that was going down. So, and I made that decision of whether or not I still was going to deal with them. But that's why I guess I do like the concept of I like the safety net of it, but I don't like the defamatory part of it, because you do have vindictive people. You do. So while I think that sites, I believe that it should exist, but I believe the option should be very limited. And if you choose to if you need to maybe do something like that, you're probably not ready to date. But if you think that you are and are going to do it anyways, then proceed with caution.
There you go.
Maybe just, take it as one of those things that you look at. Maybe if you got something in there, like, again, like I say, I'll use the example, slipping something in your drink. Is this somebody that's being messy, or is this somebody you actually gonna go out with and give it a whirl? If you do, watch your drink, girl. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
It's so much that you got to steer clear of and look to be dangerous right now. So I don't know. I'm on the fence. There you go. I see the benefits and the setbacks of it.
Yeah.
But thank you for bringing that up, because that is a good one. Because I didn't even know. Like, I knew it existed back then, but I guess I haven't even looked at shit now. Ooh, I wonder if they got one of gay niggas.
It's so funny because they had a group. They still have a group. I don't know if it's still there because I used to be nosy and look at it. And they had a group on Facebook called "Sis, Is This Your Man?"
Of course.
When I tell you the messy shit that I seen in that damn group, I mean these bitches is tagging motherfuckers up.
Oh, I'm
Pictures,
sure.
Receipts, all types of stuff. Y'all screenshotting text messages, emails, all that stuff. Like, y'all putting all y'all business out there. First of all, no, I'm not doing all of that. But it was pretty interesting to see how people do when they're no longer in a relationship. I'm like, good grief, y'all are savages out here.
Okay, well, that was a good one. You get 2 points. Good job. All right. So that wraps up this week's WRTR Real Talk Radio. Unless you got another point that you wanted to make.
No, I do not. I just wish a great week for everybody, and that's about it.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys rolling with us this and every week, and I guess we'll holler at y'all again next time. Yeah. All right, bye. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured work from TikTok creators Black Facts Matter, Ashley the Baroness, Caress Marie 4, Smitty the Creator, Dixon White, and Chris Volsey, using our platform to amplify your voices.